Hello everyone, I'm here for Sports 365. Here with me once again is my colleague Alex. So, the Heat uh, finished off the Knicks in 6 games and advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat just played Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in Boston against the Celtics. And despite the fact that a lot of people were picking the Celtics to win Game 1. Heat still Game 1 in Boston won 123 to 116. So the Heat are up 1-0 in the series so far, and basically immediately put the Celtics on the back foot because now Game 2 is really a must-win for the Celtics. Otherwise, pretty much guaranteed they're going to lose the series. So before we dive any deeper into this Game 1 win for the Heat, what are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm happy, of course, that we knocked out the Knicks and to go up, 1-0 against the Celtics in the series by winning the game in Boston is obviously the best possible start, especially considering that the Celtics looked like they had the game in hand, but the Heat ended up fighting back and taking the W. So, we're 3 wins away from the finals, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of people picking the Celtics to win the series. And I think overall, maybe they have more talent than the Heat, but the Heat certainly have their fair share of advantages in the series. I think certainly better coaching, say more experience overall throughout the roster, and Jimmy is playing incredibly well. Bam is definitely taking the lead compared to how he played in last year's playoffs. So, yeah, definitely the best possible start to the series. Now, speaking of Bam and Butler, they played really well in Game 1. They combined for 55 points. Bam at 20. Butler led both teams in scoring with 35, an efficient 35 points. So another great game from Jimmy Butler. Of course, incredible defensively as always. He had 6 steals, which I believe is an NBA playoff record. And Bam had 20 points as well. Of course, amazing defense from him as well, as usual. So both of the Heat's 2 best players really showed up and set the tone for the team in Game 1. Your thoughts on Bam and Butler's performances in Game 1?
Yeah, they were both excellent as we had been throughout the entire playoffs, especially Jimmy. Didn't look like Jimmy's ankle was bothering him at all, which was a concern coming into the series. So for Jimmy to drop 35 and get 6 steals, looks like even though the last couple of games against the Knicks, he was hampered a little bit by the ankle. It looks like he's back to 100% and back playing well. Obviously, he didn't play at MVP level during the regular season, but he's playing at that level in the playoffs, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the biggest concerns for most Heat fans going into the series, that Butler looked like the ankle was bothering him a little bit in the last couple of games series against the Knicks. Still played well in those games, but not at the level that he's playing at in the first round against Milwaukee. But yeah, Butler looks healthy. He's, making jumpers, didn't seem to have any problems moving offensively or defensively. So that's a fantastic sign. Yeah, Butler's playing at an MVP level right now. He's just seemingly unstoppable in every single game. So yeah, he's been incredible. Like I said, Bam's really been great. Coming into this series, I expected Butler to play well, because he turns it up a level, or at least one level. And in this playoffs, I guess it's a couple levels in the playoffs. But I really thought that the Heat's chances in this series rested a lot on how Bam played. And if Bam keeps playing like this, then the Heat have a great chance to knock out Celtics and make it to the finals. So, despite the fact that Bam and Jimmy played well, and probably the two biggest storylines from this victory offensively for the Heat. They certainly weren't alone playing well. Lowry, Martin, Strus, and Gabe Vincent each had 15 points, so they combined for 60 points in this game one win. You know, Celtics have a good amount of depth, so the Heat's other players will have to step up in order to beat this Celtics team, and they certainly did in game one. So it was really great to see that. And that was definitely a huge part of why the Heat ended up winning this game. What are your thoughts on the performances from those other players in this game?
Yeah, it was great to see our bench players step up. We haven't always done that in the playoffs so far, but the fact that they scored 60 combined points was definitely a big factor in our winning game one.
Yeah, for sure. You know, obviously, in order to beat a Celtics team that has this much talent and depth, you need your other guys to step up too. You know, I expect Jimmy to continue to play well. I expect Ben to continue to play well, but you know, likes of Lowry, Strus, Gabe Vincent, and Caleb Martin will have to continue playing well in order for the Heat to win this series, because the Celtics are definitely a good team. There's a reason why they finished second in the East. They're generally a very good team, and you know, obviously they made the finals last season, were 2 games away from championship. So yeah, they're a very good team, but it was great to see each other players step up, and they're going to have to keep doing that if they need to win the series. Now, he also shot very well from three. They made 51% of their threes in this game one win against Boston. So it was really good to see that. I think the Heat did a really good job of getting a lot of open looks, getting a lot of good looks from three, and you know, just ended up making them. Sometimes the Heat have gotten a lot of good looks from three and just ended up missing a lot of them, but haven't been missing from three that much in the playoffs so far, and they certainly didn't miss much from three in game one. Your thoughts on the Heat's 3-point shooting in game one against Boston?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we shot very well from three, 51% is excellent. Of course, that's unsustainable, so we gotta be relying on that going forward in the series.
Yeah, I'd say that high of a number is unsustainable. However, I think what I like the most isn't just the number. Obviously, 51% is great, but what I like to see most of all is how the Heat were generating open looks. You know, the Heat didn't shoot 51% from three because they were making a ton of heavily contested mid threes. We shot 51% from three because they were creating a lot of open looks, especially Jimmy driving, attacking the defense, forcing any Celtics player to help, and then kicking out someone from three. Bam did the same thing, and yeah, the Heat did a really good job of creating open looks. So although I don't think they're going to keep shooting 51% from three, I think the Heat keep following this game plan, and the Celtics can't figure out how to stop it. I think they're still going to keep shooting well from three because they have a lot of good shooters, and give them open looks. I mean, they're probably going to make them. So yeah, the Celtics definitely have to adjust to that, or they're going to have to keep dealing with Heat shooting open three throughout the entire series. So the Heat were actually down by 9 points at halftime. The momentum was really on the Celtics side at that point in the game, but the Heat absolutely destroyed the Celtics in the third quarter, outscoring them 46-25, and really won them the game. The Celtics outscored the Heat slightly, 25-20 in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough. The Heat ended up winning game one, largely because of that third quarter. So that one quarter really completely shifted the momentum of the game. What are your thoughts on the Heat's absolutely down in the third quarter?
Yeah, so it seems like all season, including the playoffs, how we play in the third quarter largely determines whether or not we win a game. It seems like we've had a lot of really bad third quarters and lost games we should have won. And then we've also had a lot of amazing third quarters like we did in game one and been able to come from behind victories. So I think we need to keep playing well in the third quarter in the series.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I've not always had good third quarters the season. That's probably been an understatement. He had definitely lost some games they should have won because of bad third quarters. And they've also won some games that you might expect them to lose based on really good third quarters. But been kind of up and down in the regular season. But yeah, he absolutely dominated on both ends. We're in the third quarter. Held the Celtics 25 points, scored 46 points, and really started with Jimmy, of course, just being aggressive, making shots, getting in the basket, making sure to set up his teammates as well, especially if Boston brought help, which they did quite frequently because Jimmy was killing them one-on-one. So yeah, it was fantastic to see the Heat really flip the switch on both ends of the floor. In third quarter of game one, and yeah, that was pretty much the biggest factor in winning the game. To be honest, that was such a dominant third quarter. The Celtics couldn't really even come back from that. It seems like they were, they fought back, but it always kind of seemed like the momentum at that point was with the Heat, and when the Celtics made it close, he would get a stop or make a shot or whatever, and then the momentum would still be completely in favor of the Heat. So, game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals is in Boston on Friday, tomorrow. Like I said, the Celtics are already on the back foot, down 0-1 at home, so game 2 really is a must-win for them. Unfortunately, the Heat are 0-2 in game 2s so far in the playoffs. Hopefully that changes, but in any case, game 1 was a great victory for the Heat. They started off the series as well as they possibly could, and hopefully they end up taking game 2 and really putting the Celtics in trouble.